Speaker McCarthy, do the documents belong to Trump?
Which documents are you talking about?
The documents the classified
I haven't seen
documents.
the documents. I can't tell you, but if they're classified, they should be back. And I don't believe the classified documents that President Biden has all the way back to the Senate. No, they don't belong to him either. And I don't believe that Hillary Clinton, when she had the server and bought the new software to bleach it all, had the right to do that either.
You know, extraordinarily dumb. I don't like to say that about anybody, but that was just extraordinarily stupid stuff to say on all accounts. But he knows that. He knows that's extraordinary. This is a guy that, again, he sees classified documents. I said he was third in line. I guess he's second in line.
Yeah.
Isn't he, Willie? He's second in line. And he's saying that he knows, first of all, the difference between Biden and Mike Pence. They called up, said, we have some documents. Come get them. And Donald Trump, who lied time and time again, and
was subpoenaed, hid them, made it clear he understood what the process was to declassify a document, lied about that, continues to say what he did, and what was in there was quite damning and dangerous for the United States of America.
And Alex, can you put up those quotes again about from Mike Heaven that we can read from Mike Heaven about Hillary Clinton and what was said about Hillary Clinton? Because if he's angry at anybody, he should be angry. Yeah, he can be angry at James Comey, which would be weird because James Comey gave the election basically to Hillary Clinton. Gave the election to Donald Trump 10 days beforehand, but it was Donald Trump's DOJ that decided not to prosecute Hillary Clinton as well. They concluded there was no evidence. This is about the Hillary Clinton indictment, but they concluded there's no evidence of emails intentionally deleted by former Secretary Clinton's lawyers to conceal the presence of classified information on former Secretary Clinton's server. That's the IG of the State Department. If anything, was it State or Justice?
It's Justice.
Justice, I'm sorry. Yeah, even better. If anything, there was, quote, evidence of a conscious effort to avoid sending classified information by writing around the most sensitive material, Horowitz concluded. So what the Inspector General of the Justice Department said after the Obama Justice Department decided not to prosecute, and the Trump Justice Department decided not to prosecute, is that unlike Donald Trump, who threw stuff in toilets, nuclear secrets here, bathrooms, in ballrooms, right by where they're playing poker and everything else, they said, unlike that, Hillary Clinton went out of her way not to discuss any classified information on the emails.
But none of that matters to a certain group of people. It's Mad Libs. It's bleached, server, Hillary, Chappaqua, all the words that you fill
We're
in.
just giving the truth.
Yeah,
and the truth will win out.
Exactly.
It will eventually.
It will. And we've heard, how many times have we heard in the last few years that Republicans privately, and we hear it, are tired of Donald Trump. They'd love some opportunity to walk away from him. Here's a chance. If January 6th didn't do it for you, maybe taking nuclear secrets and war plans to your beach club would be an opportunity. And unfortunately, for most Republicans, they haven't taken that chance. Joining us now with more reaction from the House, congressional reporter for The Hill, Michael Schnell. So, Michael, good to see you this morning. Speaker McCarthy set the tone there. What documents, playing glib, pretending he doesn't know what the reporters are talking about, and then going right to Hillary. Is that sort of the consensus view, at least publicly, up on the Hill among Republicans?
The short answer when we're talking about House Republicans is yes. We have seen this argument from McCarthy trickle down to rank-and-file members, close allies of former President Trump, the majority of them saying that this is a weaponization of the Department of Justice, also pointing to Hillary Clinton probes, pointing to the classified documents case that President Biden is currently the subject of. Of course, though, as you guys have noted, there are significant differences between those two cases, specifically the obstruction portion. But listen, Kevin McCarthy has said that this is weaponization of the DOJ, and he's vowing to hold the department accountable. He said last week that he's spoken with Congressman Jim Jordan and James Comer. They are top chairmen of the House Judiciary Committee and House Oversight Committee about ways to hold this weaponization accountable. So I think it's very likely that we will see some action against the DOJ, against perhaps Jack Smith in the coming weeks. But there's one interesting dynamic when you talk about congressional reaction to this indictment on Capitol Hill from Republicans. House Republicans have largely been defending the former president, running to his side, but that's not the case among the top Republicans in the Senate. We saw yesterday Mitch McConnell, Senate Minority Leader, would not comment on the indictment. He said that he's not going to comment on the presidential candidates in the Republican primary. And we saw two of his top deputies essentially say that these are serious allegations and it's not looking good for the former president. So in some House Republicans standing firmly by Kevin McCarthy, but interestingly enough, breaking with Senate GOP in terms of not defending President Trump.
So there's also Republicans in the House and also television hosts with their foghorns going on and on and on, not just about Hillary Clinton and not doing the proper follow-up and talking about what we've talked about here, that there was follow-up in the Trump White House
and they
to Hillary Clinton.
Not to prosecute.
Yeah, and they decided not to prosecute. But now the other sort of look at the bird is the Biden crime family. So what is the investigation there? What is the there on that?
Yeah, the Biden crime family investigation, that has been a significant priority of Republicans on the House Oversight Committee. And they had a pretty significant development last week on Thursday, which was the day that former President Trump had announced that he had been indicted. Members of the Oversight Committee had gained access to an FBI document known as an FD 1023 document that they said alleged a bribery scheme that President Biden was involved with. House Republicans had been, pushing for access to this document, and then once the chairman and ranking member of that panel received access, they further pushed for all members of the committee to receive access. And when that happened on Thursday, members went to the sensitive facility in the Capitol to view sensitive documentation. Hours later, former President Trump announced that he had been indicted, and we very quickly saw a number of those oversight Republicans and even others note that the day that they say that they proved that President Biden was involved in a bribery scheme, these are still, though, I will note, unconfirmed allegations in the FD 2023 document. They are just information that has been retained from a source. They said that the same day that we exposed this and we received access to this was the same day that the DOJ indicted former President Trump. So, again, another way that Republicans are sort of saying that this is a weaponized DOJ and an institution that is politicized against Republicans.
And what has been exposed?
Congressional reporter for The Hill, Michael Schnell. Thank you,
Michael.
so much.